10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good golly, Miss Molly. Welcome to you all on this Friday afternoon. Happy Friday. It's good to see you all. Well, it's good to see both of you. Lord Thoth, Snorty, thank you for being here in the chat, as you always are, my friends, my good friends, my dear friends. Good to see you. Let's see, yes, we do indeed have Snorty. Hello to you too. And we do indeed have Lord Thothy, such a hoser. He's a hoser, eh? Let's see what we got here. I got some clips. I hope you can hear that. I haven't checked my settings. You should have heard that, I hope. If you didn't, well, sorry. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this Friday afternoon when I know there's lots of other competition and lots of things to do, but sometimes it's nice just to go live and chill out and have a chat. But I have stuff to do because I have got this enormous pile. I have piles of stuff. Sean Estep, the wonderful Sean, who sports so many channels, sent me 2 big boxes. 2 boxes of stuff to unpack. I did open the boxes just so it's easier to get this stuff out, but I haven't looked through them. But I'd like to welcome Michael Jones, Dr. Michael Jones, who is a high sticker member now of the channel. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. Updated member list will be the end of this stream, but I appreciate your support. It all helps keep the lights on and keeps an old man streaming. So not screaming. I do that off screen, but old man streaming. But thank you, sir, for becoming a high sticker. I do have a video for that.
What is high sticking?
High sticking happen when the guy take the stick, when he go like that. You don't do that.
You don't do that?
Oh, no, never, never.
Why not?
Against the rules.
The great slap shot. Of course, we had such a fun show in Goon recently. If you didn't get the chance to watch that, anyway, I think you were all in the chat. I hope so, anyway. I know Mike was on it, but go watch that show if you want to find out just what a groovy movie Goon is. Second only to the great slap shot, I would say, in hockey movie history. Yeah, so hope you're all having a great day. Things are pretty good here. I'm wearing my, I'll take this off. Hang on. Hide on stream. Wearing my best Tricksettra Museum sweatshirt from the town of Drumheller in Alberta. Unfortunately, alas, it is no longer there. It is closed. They fought the good fight for many years, the Tricksettra Museum. Well worth a visit when it was open. Brilliant place. And who knew I'd be living within about an hour's drive of it one day when I first visited it. It was, I certainly wasn't living here in Alberta, but now I've been to Drumheller a few times. Interesting place. Dinosaurs and all. Dinosaurs, fossils, the hoodoos, and it used to have the Tricksettra Museum. Sad loss. Shall we begin? I know there's only a tiny little crowd, but you can always like and share out the stream. We are on Rumble too. Hello to anybody who happens to be watching on Rumble. Good to see you. If you're listening, and leave a comment in the chat. Say hello. And we're also on Twitter, Twixer, live. And I'm just checking. Yes, we are live there. So anyone that's viewing there, hello to you too, and leave a comment. That would be nice. Right, let's get started. Sean, unfortunately, I don't think will be in the chat because he's working or sleeping. He's either doing one or the other these days. So, but he did say he would catch up later. But he's such a good guy. I know he supports a lot of channels. So let's dive into the box, shall we? And get started. As I say, 2 boxes, 2 big boxes of stuff. Unbelievable. What a gentleman. Okay. So the first thing I've picked out is it's a book. He just wants me to say book. He wants me to look at a book. A book called The Big Book of Rock and Roll Names by Adam Dolgins. That's an interesting name in its own right. How Arcade Fire, Led Zeppelin, Nirvana, Vampire Weekend, and 532 other bands got their names. It's a very specific number. Well, I know how Led Zeppelin got their name because I think it was Keith Moon who said they're going to go down like a Led Zeppelin. I'm assuming that's the case. And I could open it at that page. But this is I love books like this because you can just dip into them at any time. And you don't have to read it from cover to cover. You can dip in and open a page and find something different. Yes, Keith Moon, the drummer, that suggested the name. Well, I'm going to read the rest of that later. But this looks really good. I love stuff like this. The Mekons, Men at Work, Buster Poindexter, just randomly opening pages. The Deftones, Depeche Mode. Cool. Anyway, thank you, Sean. That is the first thing out of the box. Wonderful stuff. I'll leave that by my bedside table. Another book about music. I don't think I've heard of this one. So linen, drop your linen. Stop your grinning, drop your linen. That's a different phrase. Lennon, Dylan, Alice, and Jesus, the spiritual biography of rock and roll by Greg Laurie and Marshall Terrell. Okay. So it's an examination of God and spirituality amongst entertainers and songs. Very interesting. I've never heard of this one either. Okay, Justin Bieber. Interesting. Greg Laurie is senior pastor of Harvest Christian Fellowship in Riverside, California. Riverside, yeah. Okay, very interesting. I am very keen to look at that. Give a different slant on certain artists. Of course, we know Alice Cooper is a pastor and committed Christian, but he has his music has portrayed all sorts of aspects of the eternal struggle. So that's right, fast fashion. Mike, you're absolutely correct. So we have a character now. I didn't have a great collection of characters till Sean started sending me stuff, action figures. We have Waluigi. I can't say that. I'm Scottish. Little Super Mario. That is really, really cute. See, Sean's going to cause me to have to spend money putting shelves up, more shelves, because I've run out of space. I've run out of media space. I've run out of shelving space. Again, I want to do some custom stuff, but it's going to take me forever. I'll have to get started on it one day. Hey, Joe. Good to see you, buddy. You're a thrusting young man yourself. So that's a really cute figure. Love it. I got to show all these off properly. Right, here's an interesting one. James S.A. Corey. The Complete Expanse Story Collection. Memories Legion. This is good because whilst I love the Expanse TV show, I have never read any of the material, the source material. I don't know why, but I've just never got started on it. This is the complete collection of stories and novellas set in that universe. So this is actually maybe a good starting point, even if I didn't start with the actual Expanse novels themselves. So look at this beautiful book. And it's hard sci-fi, the stuff I really love, with a military edge as well. So absolutely brilliant. Thank you, sir. I'm really looking forward to that. Reading that. I need a second lifetime so I can read all these books. Now, this is an interesting one because it wasn't that long ago that Sean sent me the Spirit collection, volume 3 of the Spirit collections. I'd never actually heard of the Spirit till then. Old comic strip of, well, the Spirit was a PI and a criminologist, didn't have superpowers, but he also, the cartoons, the comic strips went off into all sorts of different directions. I mean, they didn't stick to the genre. They did horror and sci-fi and all sorts, and really started an expanded universe. So the one he sent me before was a volume 3 collection, so I didn't really start at the beginning. So here's more Spirit, the Will Eisner Spirit Archives. This is volume 20. Look at that, and it's new. Sean, where do you get these wonderful things? That is beautiful. But he does have some lovely femme fatales, as we can see here. This is Pigel, who is a femme fatale, thief, and troubleshooter. No, she wasn't a thief. She was a serial seducer. Get her confused with another character. So, nice. Everybody loves a femme fatale. So thank you for that. It's volume 20 of the Spirit Archives. I almost hate to open these, but books are meant to be read, so they say, or any color you want. But Sean is absolutely a brilliant guy, Joe. Hang on, I've got to get control of my mouse. He is a great guy. He had a meme of Highlander and I for the Matrix show. Yeah, can't show it anymore because I got struck for it. Oh, that's such a shame. It's totally awesome. Yeah, he's a wonderful, wonderful guy. I know he supports many channels, sends all this great stuff through. Well, I did do a video the other day. Check it out on some new missing episodes of classic Doctor Who that may have been found. Actually, unlike a lot of my videos, it's actually got about 700 views. I mean, that's good for me. Good number of views for me. I guess normally I'm doing such obscure stuff, nobody cares. But talking about classic Doctor Who, you're always going to get some people interested. So there's the great hope again that some missing episodes have been found. And this is a Doctor Who figurine of Vashta Narada. So that is really good. He's given me a few Doctor Who's, so that is excellent. Number 16 in this set. So this is probably released in 2013, I think. The Greatest Monsters in a meticulously rendered 1:21 scale. He sent me the 4th Doctor one before, and I do already have a couple of others, but this is great. I'll go with all the other Doctor Who stuff. Thank you, sir. So a question from Mike. He's asking, did I like Velvet Goldmine? Great Surgeon. I actually thought it was okay. I did go to the cinema to see it when it came out. I thought it was all right. The soundtrack was indeed very good. So I think I liked it more for the music than for the movie itself. It's obviously it was a bit of a Bowie-ish pastiche of storylines. But I mean, I'm a big fan of that era, of the glam era. I was a kid when that stuff was big in the early 70s. So that really had a formative set of years for me in terms of listening to music. But the thing I liked about the glam stuff, a lot of it was guitar based. I mean, bands like Sweet and Slade, they had a lot of great heavy guitar stuff and heavy drumming stuff. It was kind of a heavier rock and roll. So for pop stuff that was in the charts, pop stuff, that was brilliant, I thought, you know. So Glam was a good year. Plus, you obviously had the arty stuff like Bowie and Roxy Music. Well, this is cute. Toy Story 4. Domes. Look at this. What I like about it is he's got the Canadian cloak on. That is so cute. Not one of my favorite movies, but it was okay. I mean, it wasn't a patch in the first three, but still, it's a fantastic little figure. Absolutely brilliant. I think we're at war now, are we not? Canada and the US, hasn't war been declared? Doug Ford will be in the front lines, I hope. You know, leaders should lead from the front. Right. Oh, more figures. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's Raccoon Mario. Oh, of course it is. Yes. Yes, it is. You can see from the back. Yes. A bit more obvious when you look at the back. Look at that. I got to get some shelves up to put all these up on. They're scattered around my bookshelves at the moment and tucked away in other places. I got to show them all off. That is a beauty. I wonder where I got to put them now. Oh, another figure. There's more figures in here. Oh, nice. Look at that. You know, the aliens. I gotta look at this. See this. These are, what size is this? This is a 3.2 inches tall. Bishop, yeah. It's a bishop. 1/12. Does that really say 1/12 scale? I don't know if it'll focus very easily on this. I can't get this. This is an autofocus, so it's probably not great. Give us the hostages pronto, we'll level Toronto. No, I'm good. I'll keep the hostages in that case. Aliens, nice stuff. Great movie. Still one of the all-time greats, as is its predecessor. Oh, this is nice. Elastigirl and Jack Jack from The Incredibles. Great movie. It's when Disney could make great movies for kids that were fun and weren't full of weird stuff and weren't all nihilistic and whatever. Great movie. Hell, you couldn't even make superhero movies as good as this now. I mean, this animated superhero movies, Incredibles 2. Great stuff. Another book. Oh, wow. Soul Train. The music, dance, and style of a generation. I've watched a lot of Soul Train videos on YouTube over the years because it wasn't on in the UK. We'd heard about it, but now I wonder if it's got an index because I'm pretty sure that the very first white act to appear on Soul Train was the Average White Band. So I'm hoping, and obviously I have very good friends. Yeah, Average White Band. My very good friends that worked, roadies that worked with them that I do Rock and Roll Rowdies, they were all there because they were the Average White Band crew. It was an incredible moment, they said. So that is, oh, look at this. I'll have to send that to Talks. He's going to love that one. David Bowie, of course, appeared in it too. The Big Moments, yeah. The OJs, Smokey, Average White Band, and The Undisputed Truth. And there's the Average White Band down there. Oh, that way. From Dunfermline, Scotland, but still pretty funky. Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Oh, Gino Vanelli, Canadian. First white soul vocalist on Soul Train. Great stuff. I mean, a lot of legends on that show. These all look brand new. Sean, you are the man. Oh, well, it's very timely, of course, with Ace Frehley's passing. Kiss 50. Kiss through 50 milestone events. Wonder if it'll have me seeing them in live in 1980 in here. So it's 50 events. Oh, Detroit, the movie Detroit Rock City is number 39 in this. It's a movie we must do someday. I'm just trying to find MTV. Oh, I see there's them without makeup. I want to find... well, there you go. There's Ace Frehley. Look at that image. I like the fact he played Les Pauls. Gibson Les Pauls. Really good stuff. Beautiful. Thank you for that, Sean. Oh, more Incredibles. Incredibles 2. Mr. Incredible. Oh, Monsieur Indestructible, as he would be known. So that can go next to the other one I just got there. Nice. Okay, we've got more books. Oh, another one. So AC/DC through 50 milestone events. Angus is still out there doing it. I think everybody else virtually is gone, but he's still out there. Number 6. Let's see, number 6. It's a long way to the top. Oh, you don't see the bagpipes there. You see, that's talking about the international compilation version of High Voltage, because we got different versions in the early days of their albums in the UK. Look at this picture. That's rock. Good stuff. Great. Classic stuff. Oh, this looks good. Another book. Oh. Ozzy and Black Sabbath. Oh, I don't have this either. This is fantastic. Black Sabbath is the band that created metal music and have defined it for more than 4 decades. Hell, it's more than that now even. How many decades is it? Since 69. So 70, 55, 56. They're coming up, yeah, 6 decades. Ah, there's my guy. I mean, Ozzy's great, but Ronnie. Definitely in my all-time list of greatest albums. Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules. Not that I've got anything against many, many other Sabbath albums. I grew up in them, but Tony Iommi's boots here. Well, it's interesting as our show on No, it's not that it's directly connected to Sabbath, but our show on Monday is on the Hammer movie The Devil Rides Out, so I guess it's thematically related. But that is wonderful. Looking forward to looking through that. Okay, I think this is the last one in this box, and then we'll go into box 2. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. No, I mean, I've got to open this. Alice Cooper at 75, and that in itself is worth thinking about. A horrifyingly fantastic celebration of Alice Cooper's life and art. So, bursting with live concert and candid offstage photography as well as memorabilia. In addition, there's a gatefold Cooper timeline and a special stash at the back featuring 2 pull-out posters and a previously unpublished photo print. Well, I gotta open that now then. My God. And the incredible thing is I don't have any of these. Not one of these items so far have I actually got myself already. So thank you, Sean. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I don't lose that bit in the back there. Never lose the inserts or the descriptions. Okay, gotta figure out how to open it first. Is it a slide out? Is it a... Oh, it's okay. It opens at the side. It's a book. Yeah, so there we go. Oh, yeah, right. Oops, switch that off. So there's an envelope with the extras in it. Let's have a look. I just love stuff like this. Well, there's the print. See, that can be framed. That's nice. I have seen Alice live a couple of times. He was brilliant. Wow. Isn't that great? Look at that one. What a great set. I mean, the book itself will be fantastic, but just to get those little extras there like that is superb. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's made my day. So, yeah. It's really great stuff. Pictures of tickets and posters. Rick Derringer and Thin Lizzy, special guests. 4th of July, 1976. Sadly departed Rick Derringer. Oh no, here, look at this one. The Open Air Festival 1975 in Ludwigshafen. Alice Cooper, Status Quo, one of my favourite bands of all time. Randy Pye, who I'm not entirely sure of. UFO, another one of my favourite bands. Leslie West and Supertramp. Incroyable. What a lineup. Although I'm not entirely sure who Randy Pye are. If anybody knows who Randy Pye are, let me know. Floor pie. Cherry pie. Good stuff. I've been in his restaurant. There's a picture of them. Or one of them. He might have more than one. I've been in the one in Phoenix. But, it was a quiet night, though. Wasn't much going on. I just ate and had a beer. Oh, I want to make sure I get this back in without damaging anything. That's what she said. There we go. Say I keep all things like this. Oh, well, that was the first box. I mean, what a set of stuff, Sean. Thank you. Now we're into the second box. Holy moly. Wow. All right, we'll start with this. Start with the light one. This is funny. Haynes Manual for Americans. Haynes Explains Americans. Riding shotgun, curb weight, minimal overseas transport, guzzlers. Owner's workshop manual. Models covered by this manual: gun owner, legal, gas guzzler, southern redneck, Arizona hippie, presidential candidate, Texan rancher, tech billionaire, evangelist pastor, New Yorker, Tony Soprano, conspiracy theorist. That's right, yes sir, NASCAR racer, reacher outer, Huckleberry Finn, my bad, strong safety. Oh, this is good. I like that. Road belt, the fan belt, Bible belt, cotton belt, sun belt. Yeah, that's quite funny. Warning, it is very inadvisable indeed to get involved with road rage incidents in America. In Britain, the worst you'll get, unless you're very unlucky, is a middle-fingered salute. In America, chances are the driver with whom you're having a contretemps has a gun, knows how to use it, and is prepared to use it. Yeah. Funny. That's a good one. I like that. Hey, more Spirit. The Will Eisner Spirit Archives, Volume 3. Nice. More Spirit. Thank you, sir. Stop for a drink of water. I better hope my dog doesn't come down here and start to eat all those. Right. Good afternoon to you, Christian, my friend. How are you? Welcome to the unboxing of all unboxings. We'll do a figure, and there's more figures in here. Oh, Danger Mouse. I think I've already got one that he sent me before. Yeah, so I've got 2 Danger Mouse. Now, this is neat. Zipline Danger Mouse. I'm assuming it actually works. Yes, you can set it up. So I definitely don't want to let my dog Ivy near anywhere near these. These have got to remain high enough up to be safe. That's lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Another figure now. You've already... Oh, this is great, because you're going to give me a complete set of these Indiana Jones ones. So Kazim now, you sent me 3 or 4 of these before, which are up over my bookshelf over there. There's 3 of them. Although they were the differently packaged ones. This is great. Look at that. From The Last Crusade. What a great movie. Actually, I don't want to open that right now, because when you open them, bits fall out. I'll save that for when it's safe. Thank you, Sean. This is interesting. Netflix's The Umbrella Academy, which I did watch. I watched a bit of. I never finished it, though. So I'm assuming there's an umbrella in here. How's it going, Christian? What's happening, brother? I didn't know. Well, I guess I'm just not paying attention that Netflix had branded stuff like this. Okay. It's a bit tight. It's a bit tight. War Monkey is here. Good to see you, War Monkey. Thank you for joining us. We're on box 2 for the stuff Sean sent me. We've got an enormous pile of stuff sitting beside me here. Tons of hardback books, action figures. Oh, I don't know if I can get this out here. Oh, I don't want to damage it. Okay, I'll have to go in through the bottom. This is degenerating. I have to go in through the bottom.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Right, I got it out. Oh, okay, it's Vanya. All right, so it does say Vanya. Okay, yeah, I thought maybe it would have been an actual umbrella, but no, it's Vanya. Nice. Super strong. Est super fort. Est super amer. Est super célèbre. Est super grande. Est super vieux. Est super mort. Est super ordinaire. See, I can speak French, eh, Christian? That is cute. Now I gotta get back in the box without destroying the box. I'm always a stickler for keeping the boxes. It's lost 100% of its value now I've unboxed it. Cool. Right. This is interesting. Ooh. Oh, God, this is nice. This is a 3D puzzle. Well, 4D build, it says, but 3D puzzle. Wow. Oh, that is incredible. Look at that. Yeah, awesome stuff, War Monkey. Sean is really the best. He's the greatest. Infinity Saga, when Marvel was still good. That is a beauty. That's going to put my skills to the test, my building skills, because that deserves to be put together correctly, and I'm going to do it. I'm not going to leave it in the box. I'm going to do it. Oh, oh, this is good. Potty hockey. 6-piece hockey set for the bog. For the bog, for the lavvy, as they say in Scotland. It's for the lavvy.
Get your haggis right here. Chopped heart and lungs, boiled in a wee sheep's stomach. Tastes as good as it sounds. Good for what ails you.
So that's the place. This is the place you go to get rid of the haggis. Set up in minutes. Great for the hockey fan in your life. Perfect gift for the home or office. And it even has a do not disturb card. The ref will call a penalty. So that's what I will be playing in the. Again, I gotta watch for the dog getting it. I will be playing that in the bog, in the lavvy. Potty hockey. That is incredible. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Thank you, Sean. Oh, wow. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, it's a Bluto Animal House. Bluto, try me. Oh, I don't know how. Maybe it needs a battery. Oh, no.
7 years of college down the drain. What I'm saying to you is you better know we might get in trouble. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
It's got the hairy legs. This has got to be somewhere on my desk here. I don't know how I'm going to get it. I'm going to have to try and get him. So he sits here somewhere, hangs there. I need a different camera for different angles, but he's got to be with me.
It ain't over now. 'Cause when the going gets tough,
No. Oh, I thought it might go right to the end. The tough get going. After the 20-second pause. 14 film lines.
the tough get going.
Oh, you have to pull it.
Me.
To pull it this.
Go, go on. We're just the guys to do it.
Oh, that is awesome. He knows me so well, Sean. He knows me so well. Still one of my formative movies of all time. Oh, Michael's here. Hang on. There you are, mate. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Just thought I'd drop in for a couple minutes.
Oh no, I'm glad. It's good to see you. I'm going to embiggen myself though. Somehow, hang on, so I can show. There we go, because I'm showing the stuff. This is
Yeah.
great. I mean, Sean Estep. He's just such a great guy.
I didn't know we could send you stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, anybody can send anybody stuff, I guess. Hell, I'm
Yeah.
going to be sending you some stuff for being a high sticker
All right.
in my channel. So, and remember.
I need your address. I'm going to send you a Christmas box from the States.
All right. Oh, well, just see, that'll be immediately embargoed, though, won't it? We're at
Yeah, I
war now,
guess so.
are we not? You need to send it by the Red Cross.
Right.
Right. Well,
Damn,
the
that's all that alcohol I was going to send you.
Yeah, it'll be
Jeez.
the Red Crescent now. You'll need to send it by the way, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we'll need to swap addresses.
Yeah, okay.
I get some stuff to send you as a high sticker. You get some stuff. Right, some more Danger Mouse. I now have a collection of Danger Mouse. Stiletto, undercover stiletto. 2 of them. Ciberone. So that's cute. I'll go with the other ones. Stiletto is a master of disguise. It has a removable disguise kit. I don't know. I've got running out of room to put these anywhere. There's so much stuff. Oh,
You're gonna have to build another wing to your house, man.
I am. Maybe I should demolish the east wing.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I don't want to upset anybody, for abolishing an office block. But oh shoot, this is falling off here. There we go. The unofficial Doctor Who Big Book of Lists. I guess that's relevant given my last video was about Doctor Who.
It's got a Scotsman front and center.
Aye, Scotsman. I've met that gentleman, long before he was a Doctor Who, though. Peter Capaldi. He did some advertising for the company I worked for. He was filming it in our office. But I also talked to him about one of my favourite movies, if not my favourite movie of all time, Local Hero, of which he was a star of, one of the stars of. It's a good Scottish movie. Lovely movie, if you've ever seen it. Also, I think was Burt Lancaster's last movie, or one of his last movies. He was in it. So it's an unofficial Doctor Who list. Does it list all the really, really bad Doctor Who's? It'd be a list of maybe 2 from recent times.
Yeah, the sixth and 7th Doctor had some pretty bad episodes.
They did, but they were still at least not woke. So here's a good one. Here's a list of 50 list of pop songs. Sorry, it doesn't say 50. Pop and rock songs used from 1963 up until 1989 in Doctor Who. So they either had them on in the background or they were, because they didn't really use a lot of music that I recall in the foreground.
Jimi Hendrix is on that list. Let me guess. I'm not even looking.
Yeah. Which track in particular?
Something like let me stand by your fire. What's that called?
Correct. Absolutely correct. Fire.
It was in the Cyberman episode with the 6th
Let
Doctor.
me stand next to your fire.
Do you know who the DJ was? The guy who was in the Young Ones, the villain guy. No, the villain guy. What's his name? He's like Alexei Sayi or whatever his name is.
Alexei Sale.
Yeah,
Alexei Sale. Yeah, I remember now. Now you mention it. But yeah, this is an interesting list. That would make a really good trivia quiz. So you've got things like Blue Suede Shoes, Elvis. You've got Good Vibrations, Ticket to Ride, the Beatles. You've got Whiter Shade of Pale, The Cult, Firewoman, Don't Bring Me Down, ELO, Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2. A lot of these are from later on, of course. There was very few early ones. The Beatles were on the TV in the TARDIS at one point. Paperback Writer, that would be from Evil of the Daleks, yeah. Starman, seems like an obvious one. Yeah, a lot of these are from later in the... But yeah, that's good. I love lists. I love trivia. Much to my wife's disgust. Someone was reciting trivia. I don't care. Right. Oh, this will be good. The World According to Wolverine. Good Canadian kid, Wolverine.
Alberta lad.
Yeah, good Alberta lad. This is nice. I'm going to see. I can't leave. I'm going to have to open these and read it. I want it. Yeah, can't leave it. I've got to read it.
Who's your favorite X-Men?
Well, funnily enough, whilst I do love Wolverine, I've always had a liking for Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I just... Oops, sorry. Bang. Gambit would be another good choice.
Magneto for me, man.
Magneto and Titanium Man, as Paul McCartney once sang.
Yep.
Ah, the Ox book. Now, see, I've got books about all the other members of the Who, biographies of all of them, except for this one. I don't have this one, so that's a good addition. It was never the same after John died. It's a shame, such a shame. And they got a picture of him in the there it is, in the skeleton outfit. I love that. And it did glow, I think, in the dark. He was an early Halloween outfit guy with the skeleton outfit. I love that one. That is great.
I like that track, Going Mobile.
It's a great track, yeah. It's from Who's Next, but it was originally part of the Lifehouse project. You can tell by the lyrics because it fits with the story of Lifehouse, which was meant to be the project, and then Pete gave up and just made it an ordinary album. But a lot of the tracks had the story of Lifehouse in them. Well, this is an incredible book. Pulp Power, The Shadow, Doc Savage, of The Art of the Street in Smith Universe, foreword by Frank Miller. Unbelievable. Look at that beautiful book. I could make a video about each one of these books. This is also going to be opened and well read. A visual treasury of the iconic Street and Smith pulp novel covers of the 30s and 40s. And I do love that art. Do love that. That is beautiful. Sean, you're the man. Thank you. There'll be a lot of stuff in there I've not seen. Hey, Darren M, good to see you, mate. There's more in here, We're not nearly done yet. This was a heavy box for an old man to carry. Interesting. The Empire Strikes Back notebook collection.
It's the greatest Star Wars movie.
It is wonderful, isn't it? It's hard to see because of the glare, but it's a collection of notebooks. 3 lined notebooks featuring iconic artwork covers and spot quotations. But you see, I might not open this. I might leave this because I don't need to write in a notebook. So I've got tons of notebooks. So look at that artwork. Again, it's like Doctor Who, it used to be good. And Star Wars, it used to be good. Marvel used to be good. There's a reason we love them to start with.
I feel like that was the last great Star Wars film.
Yeah,
I hated Jedi. Still do.
Well, I didn't mind parts of it, but I really didn't like the Ewoks.
It's a goddamn Muppet show.
I did not like it. It's a merchandiser's dream, isn't it? No worries about being late, Darren. It's good to see you here, mate, and thank you for your support. And as a channel member, I really appreciate it. Thank you to all the channel members. I appreciate you all very much. This is an interesting one because it's a graphic novel about Brian Epstein. So not just a book, it's an actual graphic novel of the story of Brian Epstein and the Beatles and his role in the Beatles. So interesting way to present that story for an interesting guy. a little Beatle. It's a Beatles item I didn't have in my collection. Very interesting indeed. I mean, Brian Epstein is an interesting guy. I mean, didn't really know what he was doing, but I knew enough and had enough of an idea about things to be able to market the Beatles well and make some good decisions before some bad ones are made. And because nobody knew how to manage something like that. Most of the rock band managers of his era were guys like the Colonel Tom Parker, as he called himself, and he wasn't a colonel or Tom Parker. They were shysters, but he didn't. He wasn't like that. Brian absolutely genuinely cared about the Beatles and wanted to make them look and sound the best they could and present them the best and get them the best deals. And he just was inexperienced at some of those deals. He didn't know the cutthroat music business, but he still did a lot of good for them. They were creating the idea of a rock band as their career went on. He was creating the idea of a rock manager because it didn't really exist in the way he had done it before. So
he didn't finish with them, did he?
No, he died in 67.
Hmm.
He died in 1967, so just before Sgt. Pepper came out, I think.
Yeah, you kind of wonder what their trajectory would have been if he didn't die. You know?
Well, things were changing anyway because they had grown dissatisfied with his management and with some of the terrible financial deals that had been made. To be fair to him, he didn't. Who knew? He didn't know that, hey, the standard half a penny per side of record that they were getting was, when they signed that, they were like, great, that's what everybody gets. But then they became the Beatles. So it looked bad there. I think the publishing stuff that he'd signed and the merch, I mean, he lost millions on merchandising because he didn't think it was important for money. He thought it was, well, great, we've signed a merchandising deal, that'll make the boys more famous. He didn't think about the money that those people were making from that. He practically gave those deals away. Yeah. But at the same time, it was right. It made them super famous. So he was feeling his way through it like they all were, but he did do some good stuff, particularly in the early, and he did not he never ripped them off like many managers did their charges. He was very fair to them, and he cared about them, which was rare in that business. And so there's another Beatles collection of stuff, memorabilia, photographs from the archives of the Daily Mirror. Yeah. For me, I mean, I have this discussion with many people who go, oh, the Beatles are overrated and I hate the Beatles and the Beatles are boring and the Beatles, whatever. I said, well, first of all, they made their records 70 years ago. What do you expect? And somebody, it sounds like they had 128 tracks and synthesizers and computers, and said there was no such thing as a rock band when they started. But it's the cultural importance. They made popular music culturally important and significant, whether you like those records or not. They invented modern rock recording as we know it, them and George Martin. It's said you don't have to like them, but don't belittle their influence. People go, well, such and such a person was far more important than the Beatles. No, they themselves, whoever that person you just quoted is, would probably say, well, I got inspired by the Beatles.
I had an argument with somebody in the bar once.
Yeah.
And they said the Rolling Stones were more important than the Beatles. And I said, I have to disagree with you. I think Pink Floyd was more important than the Rolling Stones in some ways. But the Beatles definitely come out on top.
I mean, it obviously depends upon how you define important. But when you look at songwriting, recording, presentation of a band, other cultural influence, the Beatles had, next to Elvis before them, and they took it further, and maybe Bob Dylan, nobody had such cultural importance.
Right.
Yeah. The Rolling Stones created what it meant to be a modern rock band, I think, hard rock band, but only after the Beatles had already paved the way. And the Stones were still themselves always kind of one step behind the Beatles. Hell, their first bloody hit single was a Beatles song, "I Want to Be Your Man." You know, they were always just that little bit. I mean, and they weren't as known for the recording side of things as the Beatles were. They were more of a performing band. That's where their influence was, in the performance of rock music. They were hugely influential. Yes, they wrote hugely influential hard rock songs as well, but the Beatles had an overall cultural thing. You had to be there, I think. You know, everybody followed after the Beatles, like everybody followed after Elvis. It's this sort of kind of diminishing of their importance. You don't have to like the music, just don't diminish their importance in that respect.
I think a lot of the
Yeah.
pushback has to do with just their mainstream popularity. Like, people don't want to be like
Well, of
following the
course.
crowd, you know, like
And
fuck those guys, you know, I don't want to follow the
Yeah.
Beatles, they suck. You
and you
know,
can say, yeah, I don't like the music at all, and I appreciate that. I wouldn't ask anyone to like something they don't like, but don't belittle their
right.
importance in culture, I think, is where I always draw the line. I say, no, I think you have to look at that more closely. Nobody had given you the idea of a pop band going into a studio and saying, you know what, we're going to write our own and record our own stuff, and we're going to try and spend more than 12 hours that the record label is giving us to make this thing, and to be given that freedom eventually, and to be given the scope to do what they wanted and try new things, as opposed to just churning out stuff like most bands had to before that. Hell, there wasn't
And
even
at
such a thing as a rock band when they started, you know?
Yeah, and at a time they were more popular than Jesus, right?
Well, they were, but then Jesus had not had a hit single for a long time at that point. So
True.
this is, I'm going to open this book right away because I want to look inside it. This is an interesting one. This is a book it's called Halfway to Paradise, which is actually a was the name of a hit song by Billy Fury, who was an earlier Liverpool rock and roller, but inspired the Beatles himself. Birth of British Rock. So this I'm looking forward to reading. So, because it'll probably cover some guys, like the guy that's on the cover, not because he was British, he wasn't, it was Gene Vincent, but he was hugely influential. Like the Beatles loved him, everybody loved Gene Vincent. He actually toured in Britain. There's pictures of him with the Beatles in the cavern. They're all wearing their leather gear. So guys like that came to Britain, and they were more beloved in Britain than they were in their home country. Gene Vincent, Eddie Cochran, guys like that. But it'll probably cover some of the early British rockers. There's Billy Fury, he was a Liverpool rock and roller before the Beatles, and had several hits. Some of them were I've got one that's his cover of "Baby What You Want Me to Do," and it's really good. And they had a lot of great session musicians on them. Guys like Richie Blackmore used to play on records like that. The Shadows, I love the Shadows. One of my favourite bands of all time. British instrumental act, huge. Backed up Cliff Richard, but they had their own career. And it hits like Apache, which then got sampled by the hip hop guys in the 80s. That's a great book. Looking forward to reading that.
Cliff Richard, he did the theme for the Young Ones.
He did. Although it had been a hit for him in like 1960.
Yeah. But I mean, as an American, you find out this stuff later, right?
Yeah. Cliff is he only had a couple of hits in America. He had 2 or 3 hits over his, and he's still alive. He's like had an 80-year career or something. It's ridiculous. He had a lot of interesting hits. He was the first true British rock and roll star with Move It. It was a big hit, and then they had the Shadows backing him, and it was true rock and roll, which Britain hadn't had their own rock and roller. He soon moved into the more pop stuff like the Young Ones. But and a card game, Challenge of the Super Friends. It sounds very South Park.
You know who did the narration for the first series of the Super Friends? I had no idea until a couple years ago.
Oh, right, there it is, yeah.
Ted Knight.
Was it? Oh, right, I didn't know that. Right.
I don't know if you're a Caddyshack fan. You know.
Oh, I am. I remember him well. We're waiting. So a card game designed by Matt Riddle and Ben Pinchback. The Super Friends band together from remote galaxies to fight the most sinister villains of all time, the Legion of Doom. Cool. I'll end up having to play this myself, though, because my wife will never agree to play it. I'll be playing against myself. Or playing with myself, you could say. Cliff is probably on the Epstein list too, says Tree Goblin.
Hey, Superman, want a fresca?
Yeah. I don't throw these boxes out till I've checked everything inside. I'm not missing anything. Sean's left me a letter as well. But right, this is the last bit inside the box. Oh no, I've missed something here. Sorry, I put these down. Oh, it's the Star Trek Starfleet logbook. Find out if you have what it takes to rise through the ranks of Starfleet. Don't you just join the Starfleet Academy, as that new show shows you how to do it?
Yeah. It's that simple.
You just join Starfleet Academy and cry in corridors. Isn't it that easy?
Klingon with a dress.
So this has got things like this in it. Color the Enterprise operations officers and mirror universe Kirk and Spock, and then using safety scissors, cut out the figures and their bases. You can pretend that they're going on an adventure and helping the Enterprise complete their mission. So it's an arts and crafts book. Oh, there you go. It is mirror. That's the mirror. Kirk and Spock, yeah.
Take out your crayons and have some fun.
Yes. Your agonizer, please. That's interesting. I am wearing my Trek-Cetra Museum shirt as well. So that fits. Oh, medical. Oh, you got to match the names to the picture. Well, and how many of them did Kirk sleep with?
He didn't sleep with the salt monster.
He would have, though. Given
well, maybe he did because that's the one that could change into a woman.
That's right.
And you would not know.
Exactly. Well, and that's how it trapped one of the crewmen, the red shirts.
Yeah.
I think he slept with Gorn. Sneakingly, I think he slept with Gorn. He probably slept with Spock.
It's in the cutscenes.
Yeah. Right. And there was another book. Oh, man. See, I need this. Man Up, the Real Man's Book of Manly Knowledge. I do need this in my life. Everybody knows you don't punch a bear. You kick it. You kick it in the shins. You're asking for trouble trying to punch it. Kick it in the shins. You know, if you're with somebody out in the woods and you're approached by a bear, you know the best way to survive? Just run faster than the other person.
True.
How to build an earth oven. Oh, that could come. See, this is where you put this in your go-to bag, your apocalypse bag. How to escape from ice.
How to escape from ice?
You'll be okay for a good 15 to 20 minutes, so don't fly into a panic. I'm not sure about that. What happens when you walk on quicksand? How to get out of quicksand. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to read that later. There's definitely some suspect information in here.
Yeah, when I was a Boy Scout, they said the first thing they do when somebody got bit with a rattlesnake is to suck out the venom.
Yeah. I'd get somebody else. No, say sorry, I'm sorry you're gonna die.
Right.
Oh, and just Disney Tomorrowland figures. Young Frank.
Oh, that obscure movie from years ago.
Yeah, I've seen it, but that's young Frank as opposed to old Frank.
Yeah.
Look at these. These are all very pale looking. Don't you think? It's not very Disney.
Yeah. Well, that's I think that's pre-2014. Yeah.
Suspiciously pale. We have an Archie figure. We have Jughead. Yes. I don't think I've got any art. That's my first Archie figure, but it's not my last because I also have Veronica.
Veronica.
Elvis Costello and Paul McCartney. Veronica. Paul McCartney co-wrote that. Veronica. Betty. I'll take Veronica, but, you know, Betty's all right. And it's the whole set. It's Reggie as well. What is it? Was Reggie's surname Mented? Reggie Mented? And last but not least, Archie himself. I have now the complete set of Archie figures. He's got, I love the big R. Ceci n'est pas un jouet, mais un article de collection non destiné aux enfants. Ce produit peut contenir des pièces. I can't even say the rest. Probably better reading the German. Dieses Produkt ist kein Spielzeug. So that's my Archie set. I think that's it.
What does your wife think when you get a big box dropped on your doorstep?
She said, "What the hell have you ordered?" I said, "This wasn't me." I said, "I can't help it if people love me and want to send me things."
I think my wife would open it.
No, she doesn't. Unless it's for her, she won't touch it.
Yeah. No, I'm saying my wife would open a big box that I would get. She's a curious cat, definitely.
No, we don't touch each other's stuff. You might get a surprise. Unpleasant surprise, who knows? I think that was everything. But Sean, thank you, brother. That is an incredible amount of stuff to process, and you're going to make me buy new shelving now because I've got no room for anything. Betty or Veronica, Marianne, says D-Bud. And D-Bud's here. Good to see you, D-Bud. So that was an incredible haul, as the actress said to the bishop. Quite the thing. I thought, it's going to take me ages to work through those books.
Since I'm new to your channel, what would you say is the most, I won't say best because I don't want to compare anything, but the most interesting gift somebody has sent you over the last couple of months?
Oh, geez.
Like, is there one that just takes the cake?
I don't know if there's a most interesting. I think it just that I know there's something that's coming that is going to be unique, which is Andy Masterson is making a figure of me. I don't know if you know Andy Masterson, but he's on some shows and in a lot of chats, and he makes action figures. So he's done them all for the big guys, the neurotics and all that, some of the bigger streamers, but he's working on one for me now. And I will be kilted, no doubt, with a sheep at my feet. So that will be different. Sean has sent me now 4 boxes of stuff, and they've all been magnificent. I mean, just such wonderful, wonderful things, including he sent me some movies as well. So I don't know if there's a most. Everything anyone's ever sent me has been most welcome and appreciated. That's the main thing. And what can I say? It's a fun thing to get. I mean, everybody likes to open a box full of stuff and they've no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Unless it turns out to be dog poop, and then.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad, man.
It would be pretty bad. So that was that. Thank you again, Sean. That was very good of you, mate. So coming up on the channel, for all you fans in the chat there, tomorrow night, of course, we have a Bourbon and Boarding. It's coming up. We're now, I should say, we're now up to on YouTube, 2,233 subscribers. Added quite a few in the last few days. So, and Darren, I notice you're over there in Rumble too, as well as being on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out over there as well, mate. But yes, so Saturday night, 9:15 p.m. Mountain Time, Bourbon and Boarding. There's Dr. Michael Jones, who's a high sticker, top man. He's a good lad, that guy.
Thank you.
And he'll probably be on Bourbon and Boarding, will he? I think.
Well, I'm not going to invite myself. If you allow me to be on again,
you have a permanent invite, and the link should work every time. The same link.
And I have something
Uh,
to root for this year, man. My Blackhawks are actually starting off really
I
good.
know. There was it the other day they had a really. Oh, they wouldn't let Bedard back out in the ice because he had a cut lip or something, and he wanted to get out for the
Yeah,
5-on
against
3.
Tampa Bay, and they won that game. First
Yeah.
time in 14 tries.
Whereas the Stars are disintegrating right now. So anyway, on Monday, I'm really looking forward to the show. We're going to be, for Halloween, we're going to be talking about The Devil Rides Out, starring Christopher Lee. We'll get a bit satanic for that one. Mild when you compare it to later movies, but it was groundbreaking at its time in 1968. So, and I kind of like that slower paced, satanic type horror stuff. So, looking forward to that very much.
It's hard to find.
Yes, yeah, I've got the Hammer collection of there's 20 movies on it. You can get lots of different ones. This was the 20 DVD one, and it's one of the DVDs on there. So I got really good. I mean, you can get that for about $80. Obviously, there's other Hammer movies are not on it, but it's not a bad starter collection. But it's a neat movie. And Christopher Lee, it was his favorite Hammer movie, and he was actually a friend of Dennis Wheatley, who wrote the book. He was a good friend of his. So. And Charles Gray, I always love Charles Gray. He's great. So that's Monday. And in terms of other content, I did do it's funnily enough, I did that Doctor Who video the other day with missing episodes, and it's had 753 views, which for me is pretty good. Because I'm a bit hit and miss. I never hit the algorithm because I do such different stuff. I did have a Korean drama review I did for a show called Low Life. It got 13,000 views, so I just kind of hit that one somehow.
Have you thought about doing reviews on specific episodes?
I just don't have the time, mate. Honestly, this is the amount of content I can do. Even that is a lot for me.
I was just wondering if it just crossed your mind. I mean, like,
if I didn't, yeah, my day these days, my day revolves around getting up about 6:30, taking the dog for a walk for about an hour. And she's already been out with my wife earlier for a quick walk. And then come back here, play with the dog for a while, then do about 2 hours worth of YouTube stuff, and then take the dog for another walk for about an hour. And then I come back and do a little bit more, and then have a nap. And then have something, we have supper, and then I take the dog for a walk, and then I come back and I try and watch something. So about an hour, try and watch about, Mike's gone, try and watch about an hour's worth of something every night. An hour or so of some kind of movie or TV show, and then usually end up being on somebody's YouTube channel. So that's my typical day. I don't have a lot of extra time for more YouTube output. One day I will, but when the puppy is older and more time, I guess. But, yeah, so D-Bud quite rightly is saying that Charles Gray played someone killed by Blofeld, which I think was in You Only Live Twice. He was the Japanese British envoy to Japan or something, a Japanese expert. He was killed by Blofeld, and then of course he played Blofeld. Yeah, no worries, Mike. Thanks for joining us. We're going to wrap up in a minute anyway. So he has been killed and played Blofeld. But obviously everyone will also remember his role as the narrator in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's just a jump to the left. Love Charles Gray. He was great. Right. Well, thank you, everybody. That was fun. Nice way to spend an hour or so on a Friday afternoon. Appreciate you being here, everyone. See you on... Well, tonight I'll be on Ascendant Art channel as usual for a while. And then tomorrow, as we say, Bourbon and Boarding, 9:15 p.m. Mountain Time on Brahma's channel and my channels. Monday, it's the Devil Rides Out show. So be there, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, Monday. Thank you, everybody, for your support, for watching the videos, for liking, sharing, being a channel member, modding, for those who do the modding. Thank you to you all. Darren, the D-Bud, Snorty, Davina, who's not here right now, but she does modding too. I appreciate everything you guys do very much. Never think I don't. even if I forget to say it. So I'm now going to go off and have my afternoon nap because I'm old. Or either that or I'll be playing with the dog. And I will see you all again tomorrow night. So till then, take care, eat well, so don't skip your meals, and live your best life.